In the middle of the harsh Nevada desert, where the sun burns the land and the wind cuts across the sand, there is a place where wild Mustangs fight for survival. These strong and beautiful horses depend on something simple but rare: water. Without it, they cannot live. That's why we are here. We fix springs, one by one, to keep these wild Mustangs alive. And today, you'll see why this work matters more than ever. When you hear wild Mustangs, you probably imagine freedom, open land, and endless beauty. But what many people don't see is the struggle. Out here, water can disappear overnight. A broken spring means no water for days, even weeks. For Mustangs, that can be the end. This is not just about animals. It's about survival, wildness, and the fight to keep nature alive. The desert doesn't forgive weakness. Temperatures rise above 100 degrees. Dust storms roll in and cover everything. Springs that once flowed with clear water dry up, clogged with rocks or broken pipes. The Mustangs walk 4 miles searching for what they need, and often they find nothing. That's when we step in. That's when we do what we do best. Imagine watching a herd of Mustangs approach a dry spring. Their heads low, their steps slow. They know water should be here, but all they find is dust and silence. That moment is heartbreaking. It's why we never quit. Every spring we fix brings life back to these wild horses. Every drop of water we restore means survival. Fixing a spring isn't easy. It takes hard work, tools, and long hours under the brutal sun. Pipes buried under dirt must be uncovered. Water lines must be cleared. Sometimes we have to dig deep, pulling out rocks that block the flow. But when we see that first trickle of water, something changes. It feels like victory. Not just for us, but for the Mustangs waiting nearby. The beauty of Nevada is hidden in its toughness. The land looks empty at first, but it's full of life. Eagles circle overhead, coyotes watch from the hills, and the wild Mustangs stand strong against the wind. When water returns to a spring, everything changes. Birds land to drink. Deer come from the hills. And the Mustangs, they run free again, stronger than ever. We don't just fix springs. We protect freedom itself. Wild Mustangs are a symbol of the West, a symbol of strength. If they disappear, a part of America disappears too. That's why this work is not just a job, it's a mission. One spring at a time, one herd at a time, we keep the wild alive. Think about this. In the desert, water's gold. Every drop matters. The Mustangs know this better than anyone. They gather at springs like it's sacred ground. You can see it in their ice to relief. The power, the beauty of survival. It's something you'll never forget once you see it. The Nevada desert may look harsh, but it creates the strongest kind of beauty. The Mustangs, with their flowing manes and unbroken spirits, are proof of that. They belong here, and they deserve to stay. And as long as we can, we'll keep fixing springs, no matter how hard the work gets. Because in the end, it's not just about water. It's about freedom, wildness, and life itself. It's about making sure the Mustangs have a future. And that's what we do. Every day, every spring, every drop. Every spring we repair. Feels like bringing back a heartbeat to the desert. You can hear the silence change the moment water begins to flow again. It goes from quiet, lifeless air to the soft sound of dripping, then rushing water. That sound is more than just water, it's life returning to the land. The animals know it, and so do we. Sometimes, Mustangs stand at a distance while we work. They watch carefully, their ears pointed forward, their muscles tense. They don't fully trust people, but they know something is happening. And when they finally step forward and lower their heads to drink from fresh water, that moment is worth every hour of sweat and struggle. The Nevada sun doesn't make things easy. It burns your skin, dries your throat, and makes every tool feel twice as heavy. But when you see the land transform because of one working spring, all of that disappears. You forget the pain, the dust, and the heat. You just see beauty, wild beauty that belongs to the Mustangs. It's not just about fixing what is broken, it's about giving back. These wild horses have lived here for centuries, running free through valleys and mountains. They ask for nothing except water. By repairing springs, we make sure they can continue their story. A story of survival, strength, and freedom. Some people ask why we do this. Why put in so much effort? The answer is simple. Because we can. Because someone has to. And because when you see a herd of Mustangs thundering across the land, you realize this world would be emptier without them. Their spirit is part of our history, part of who we are. Every time we drive across the desert, every mile we cover, we know we're carrying a responsibility. We don't just see dry land. We see places where life can return. We see the next spring waiting to be fixed, waiting to give water to the wild again. When you watch Mustangs drink, you see more than just animals quenching their thirst. You see trust. You see resilience. You see nature reminding us what matters most. Water, life, and freedom. Those three things connect us all, whether human or wild. The Mustangs aren't the only ones who benefit. When a spring flows again, other animals find it too. Rabbits, birds, deer, and even predators come to drink. The spring becomes a center of life, a reminder that even in the harshest land, balance can be restored. The desert may look cruel, but it holds secrets of survival. Springs are the veins that keep it alive. By fixing them, we don't just help one herd, we help the entire ecosystem. Every animal that drinks keeps the cycle going, and we're proud to be part of that. At the end of the day, when the tools are packed and the sun begins to sink, we sit back and look at the water flowing again. There's a quiet peace in that moment. We know tomorrow will bring more challenges, but for now, we've done something good. Something that matters. Something that keeps the Mustangs free! When night falls in the Nevada desert, the land feels endless. Stars cover the sky, and the silence is heavy. In that silence, you know the Mustangs are out there, moving through the dark, guided by the water you've helped restore. It's a powerful feeling knowing your work echoes through the wild, even when you can't see it. Every hoofprint left in the wet ground around a spring tells a story. A mare, bringing her full to drink. A stallion guarding his herd. Young horses learning the path to survival. Each track in the mud proves the effort was worth it. It proves life still runs strong in this harsh land. Sometimes it feels like we are racing against time. Springs break, pipes clog, and the desert swallows water faster than we can repair it. But giving up isn't an option. Everyday loss could mean the end for a horse, a foal, or even an entire herd. That urgency keeps us going, no matter how tough the work gets. The beauty of wild Mustangs isn't just in how they look, but in what they represent. They are living symbols of strength and freedom, untouched by fences or barns. To watch them run across the open desert is to witness something pure, something that must be protected. Some days, the desert feels like it's against us. The heat burns, the tools break, and the work drags on. But then, the spring bursts back to life, and it feels like the land itself is thanking us. The reward isn't money, fame, or comfort. It's the sight of wild horses drinking freely under the open sky. There are moments when the Mustangs gather at the water, and for a brief time, everything feels right. The land, the animals, and the people, all connected by one simple thing: water. It's in those moments you realize that fixing springs isn't just work. It's a promise to keep the wild alive. Future generations deserve to see Mustangs running free, their manes flying in the wind, their hooves pounding the earth. If we don't act now, that future could vanish. That's why every spring matters. It's not just about today, it's about tomorrow. The Nevada desert is not easy to love. It's hot, dry, and unforgiving. But once you see the wild Mustangs living here, you understand. Their strength, their beauty, their civility, it all comes from this tough land. And when you help them, you become part of that story. We fix springs because it's what we do. But more than that, it's who we are. We believe in protecting the wild, in giving back to the land, and in fighting for freedom. As long as the Mustangs roam, We'll keep working. No matter the heat, no matter the struggle, we won't stop. In the end, it comes down to one simple truth. Water is life for the Mustangs, for the desert, and for us. Every spring we fix is more than a repair. It's a gift of survival, a spark of hope, and a piece of freedom kept alive. And that, above all, is why we do what we do.